All right, ladies. Thank you. This is segment number 3 of action planning. And this is going to be a lot of just quick clicks through the slides to show you the support you have. But I'd love to hear from you. You've been sitting here as such a great audience. So quick words. What are your quick takeaways you've had from segment 1, segment 2 that starts to align to what your action is going beyond? So anybody want to do a quick share? I'd love to hear other voices out there. So go for it, Sandra.
Man, the OCI, how impressive is that? I can't wait to start using that with people. I have a lot of people on my team, but no, people don't really stick with doing the business. And then I have a lot of people that I've invited before, but maybe there's a fear or I haven't explained it right. I mean, and there are people who I truly think would be great at this business. They're beautiful with their makeup. They're great with social, like Facebook and all of that. And so I'm really excited about the OCI and really doing my 20-hour a week, really looking at what my hours are. All 3 speakers, you guys were amazing. Thank you. I took notes with your name, and I'm really excited to really get myself going again, but using the OCI.
Excellent.
So
very good. Thank you for sharing. So time and intentional observation, but complimenting and just inviting. Love that. Thank you. Go ahead, Anna.
Okay. Thanks, Jackie. You know, this really wasn't planning to stay on today because I thought I had too much to do and I couldn't stop. So I'm still here. I have to thank these women for their extreme honesty. Jan, you know, you hit every one of my spots, but you didn't quit. And I love that you said your husband told you. That was my big thing. My husband told me, I don't think you ought to do this way back. And that's all I needed. But I just love the simplicity and the direction. I got to tell you, Jackie, I'm not sure about that 10 hours a week with personal business. You're going to have to talk with me because I don't know how I'm going to fit it in. But I love the direction, the recipe, the simplicity of it. It's like, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy you shared it, and I am starting today.
Love it. Thank you. All right, last comment, Janet Flores.
Oh, well, we're blessed in our district to have both Jan and Vicki, and they have shared on the phone, our phone calls. The thing that really hit me was the OCI, that the compliment is the behavior. The compliment is, like Vicki said, not you wear pretty lipstick, but the behavior of how she treated other people. And I think that had not gone from my head to my heart. I hadn't understood that, and I really, really appreciate it. And all of the testimonies have been wonderful. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Janet. So the good news is, ladies, already in your email, you have all of the things we learned in this pilot program that was a great success. This is the best quarter of the entire year that our region had, so it worked. And so I'm really proud of that from everyone participating, and so much we learned. There's just so much that, again, we did it so we could forge it forward for a new year. But everything that we talked about, by the way, is already in the workbooks that you have in your email. The entire weekend, we put together 4 weeks to leadership. You have all the slides that our new trainers will do. I'll show you that in a second as we do our final wrap up here. If you go to the 4 weeks to leadership slides, there is the success qualities that Vicki said, oh my gosh, this sheet became everything that it made me think about. There is also the OCI recipe. We have that in the future managers there, the 4 weeks to leadership. So print those workbooks. We redid them. We have updated everything. And then you'll see how I've got support for you in the region, okay? So you can be a part of what we did. Now we know it, we can duplicate it, okay? So that being said, go ahead, Janet.
Oh, so the 4 weeks to leadership is what the Tuesday night meeting is going to be.
Yes,
Is that-
and there's a
oh.
workbook for that too. Yep.
Oh,
You
it's
can also-
different? The workbook's different?
Oh, for sure. One is 4 weeks to launching. That's a new business or renewed.
Right.
One is 4 weeks to leadership. You have both of them in your e-boxes. They're very different.
No, but what I mean is on Tuesday night, isn't it 4 weeks to leadership for consultants who want to go to leadership?
Yeah, but that's not like Monday night. Is that what you're asking?
No, not like Monday night, but it's like the 4 weeks to leadership that you're sending us.
It's already there in your e-boxes. Yep.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So if not, if you don't have it in your e-box, go over to the units. We already changed all the units. We're ready to explode because the role of our entire MLM business, right, as leaders, is leaders developing leaders. You can't find new sponsors without working the personal business. However you choose to is your choice. But that personal business leads you to sponsors. When you do direct sponsoring, you can then influence. That $500 bonus is very smart because it's how you build. You'll always be a manager if you're a master sponsorer. If you don't develop it and pass it along to build the skills of personal business and personal sponsoring, you'll never have the third bucket, which means, again, you'll be a manager forever. That's fine if that's where you want to ride, but that's not the richness of a leader compensation plan in multi-level marketing. So everything we restructured based on this experience for your region this year is to give you places to have all of us sponsoring, work in the personal business, but developing others to do the same. So let me take you, I'm going to get back to my screen here so we can finish up. And I love what Anna said. Thank you for being honest about that. Bear with me here. Let me get the right one. Remember when you come to these meetings, this is where leaders get fed. So you might go, oh, I've got other things to do. This is our goal, that you have fun, you have some inspiration, you have some recognition weaved in there, and you have the education. Thank you all for coming with your camera on. You will retain 80% more, you will take notes, and I can promise you that as we do our 2 leader meetings a month, our goal is to plan to give you what you need. You need to be fed too. You can't go out and keep giving more to people without feeding yourself, your mind, your soul, the networking. We have 50 people here today. Bravo, that's the best. That means we're ready. But everything in the region has been structured for leaders developing leaders. This is not just stuff to put on a calendar, so I'll explain that. I'm not going to go into more training because we did a lot earlier, so I know your mind is full. But I appreciate this. We worked with Dana and Neil Phillips the entire time, as you saw. What I love is that we had access, as you heard them say, during that time, to their website. And they have, you can go and do their website anytime you want, called TC Pro. But it was fantastic. So we had tools we can use. We'll be using them. I've used a lot of them already, but we'll keep using them throughout the year because I want to give them credit for that. This was one of the articles that was part of their information that you can get and that I know Marie Menard posted. So I have it in here. I'm not going to pull up a lot of it today, but it aligns to our action brochure. There's 4 tiny habits as you create a new year and you want to go beyond. I'm just going to summarize the 4 colored habits, and then you can print this. Use it with your team. Use it on your district meeting. You've got to meet with people weekly. I can tell you when you meet with people weekly, it will change. You all know it. You got to districts that way. Weekly being with your team. I know Jackie Elk started and Norma started doing weekly training. That worked. Jackie and Norma being with their team every single week, together, they have promoted 7 new first-time leaders since October. Both of them. So does it work? Yes. So I want you to just see it. I'm going to keep giving you material to use. I may not always read from them, but I'm going to just top note this because it aligns to our mantra of the month, going beyond. 1, successful people plan. You saw the 3 buckets of time. You've got to use the time. Set goals and accomplish the tasks every day. If you don't plan your hours, someone else will plan them for you. The hardest part of self-employment. And specifically when you're a team leader, if people need your time, you don't always have to react. You can plug them into a scheduled time. I can't react all the time. I can't call because they say, call me. It's about managing those minutes, right? But you've got to have the top 2 to 3 priorities every day. It's those 3 buckets or those 3 key days a week. And hours matter. The more hours doing income producing or people developing activities, the more success. Number 2, successful people focus. You can't multitask. Stay true. Feed yourself when you need the training. Go work on sponsoring when it's sponsoring. I now shut my office door all the time. If my door is shut, you can't come in. So find your ways to stay really focused. Do one thing at a time, get it done, and then you can be free. But if you don't block it, it won't happen. Number 2, successful people read or they train. Whether you're listening to YouTube, you're here today, you're reading. Where's your training time? You have weekly with the region, short ones on Tuesdays with the company. But then if you have a gap of what you're not achieving, you've got a plan to go find the answers. Just like I did in September when I said, okay, I've got a gap. What should I do? I called and interviewed the top people in the country. I said, what's the gap? What's the gap? What's the gap? What do I need? Let me try something and help some people. I knew I had limits of what I could support because I don't have a lot of time, but I knew I could manage that. And what would we learn from it so we could help pay it forward? Number 4, you got to take time off. And I know she won't mind if I say this. Gabby Gutierrez, who is the one who helped me create this pilot program, that day in her regional or her area retreat with her district, when my mind was changed, my vision changed, I needed a plan, I needed something to be different. I even had coaching. I was held accountable to my coaching. I paid for my coaching myself too. So what happened? I changed. I didn't just expect them. I changed. I changed how I coached, who I became, what I was like. Everything about me went to coaching school too. One of the things I did with Gabby Gutierrez, she's a worker all the time, just like I am, just like many of us could be. I told her no more working on Sundays. And suddenly she became a better herself, a better you, I should say. It was incredible. And she just is like, oh my gosh. So between their coaching, my coaching, and anyone else she had coaching as a peer or an upline, she completely changed. In the end, she is promoting directors already in her first line. She's already got people on track for the Mazda and ambassador. She flipped. Even though she's an ambassador, she doesn't work 20 hours a week. She works 40 or more. She even changed. You've got to unplug, right? So again, that's the fun piece to it. So thank you for the article, Marie. How does that wrap us up today? When you look at this in the action brochure, use the action with these stories to teach your team, to coach your leaders. When you look at Sarah Garcia, a new ambassador, it aligns to the 4 habits. She works with her team. That's her number 1 strategy. Focus, priorities. She trains them. She has a product training. She shows them how to have a party, and she invites others to join. When you look at our Maria Lazo, our new Mazda achiever, look at what the Mazda did. The Mazda took her to DD3, just like Rosa Lopez. She works daily. If she can't leave her house, she contacts people one by one in WhatsApp, or she talks to her inactive consultants and helps them order. Every day, she's got people connection plans and conversations, OCI, right? Observing, connecting, and how can I invite you to have more, be more, do more. Their focus is, when you read their stories, just to confirm what those 4 habits are, is coaching leaders and helping them set up their personal sales and weekly plans. That's what Sarah Garcia does as an ambassador. So every week, as you have leaders on your team, DM1 to ambassador, where do you meet with them each week to help them set personal sales and weekly plans? In your workbooks, from the leadership workbook to the launch workbook, there are weekly review sheets and planning sheets that help you coach, and there is the IPAs, the income producing activity sheet. That's never changed in probably my 5 years working with the Spire Club to now. Number 2, what else does she do? She meets with new consultants and building team members, and they go together in their community to meet people, to host events, and go painting. Debbie, if you could mute yourself. Debbie, I think that's Debbie Gangway.
Sorry, that was.
That's okay. Once a month, she
Yeah,
trains her
sorry,
leaders
sorry.
on the compensation plan and benefits. So again, every month she reviews the comp plan, the MLM, everything, so they know where they can go versus assuming they know it. Next, she has weekly conference calls with those leaders. She sets up their monthly plan, but then that's that review. Again, use the tools in the workbook. You need to create nothing. And she does one-on-one coaching with her leaders and future leaders who want to grow to goals and guide them. Those who want to move up, that's where your one-on-one time is, or in small pod groups. We did 15-minute coaching calls, either one-on-one with Neil, myself, or we did pod groups, 3 to 5 people at a time. I strongly encourage doing that as well. So again, I wanted to bring that to strategies, not just concepts today. That's how Sarah became an ambassador, and these are some of the key attributes of those 4 steps. So what do we have here? This month, what's our priorities? Just like Sarah Garcia said, she focuses on helping her team earn the monthly sponsoring gift. This month, this blanket is incredible. It's the best blanket I've ever owned, and I'm a blanketaholic, by the way. It is thick, soft. It is Jafra royalty. It's got the beautiful Queen Bee Jafra logo there. Incredible. Help your team earn it versus assume no one wants it. That's what we learned in the Success Squad. Number 2, your priority with your consultants who want to qualify to leader. Once they get to leader, they can start earning that bonus. Everyone who qualifies to leader this quarter can earn that once they hit title. All of your leaders, did you have an appointment to make a plan on how could we earn that? Imagine if every branch in your district added 15 new consultants who were doing Welcome to Jafra and VIP Club. You want to go to the title fast? That's how you do it. You want to see them promote groups like you? That's how we focus. Number 3, the VIP Club. This is key. Having VIP reach out time. Making sure you're looking at reports from 4 months ago, 3 months ago. We are creating a new VIP report. There's probably more coming for you at conference on that, but really making this a big deal at your meetings with recognition, your newsletters. Jafra's got your recognition dubbed out. You've got 400 every month. You've got Welcome to Jafra. You've got the $1,000. Now keeping this, those who earn their pearl necklaces, have them wear them to your meetings and start taking pictures. When they bring their VIP box and you do group pictures on social media, take a picture, make VIP seating, ribbons, wristbands, everything a big deal. This is the way you will grow. When you have 10 in your team, look out, you're ready. When you have 20, that's our new nearsighted and perfect vision. 10 and 20 is what we're tracking to be very incredible, successful teams right now. Recognize your managers who get to 5, 10, 15, 20. Make recognition about influence. Indirect sponsors, direct sponsors, VIP clubs, and Welcome to Jafra achievers. That's leaders developing others. And then we've got the summer trip. That is key. Who's going? How are you launching it? Did you do a Mardi Gras? I did a little silly Mardi Gras on Facebook Live. How did you launch it? On Facebook, to your team, a recorded call, at your meeting with beads and decor. You bring a trip to life, not Jafra. You tell the stories, not us. So how are you doing that? Who's on your team? Who's on the New Orleans or bus team to work together with you every week? This is when the teams are gathered. We're kicking it off and ready to roll. Jafra's giving you the most incredible tools, focusing on him and her. We're seeing one of the biggest trends is him and her businesses. So how cool. They each get a kit and away they go. And we're giving them ways to build clients in both. Remember that key. I just wanted to take note of this. The VIP club is $400 accumulative. The Welcome to Jafra is a paid retail order. You can see this in your business meeting and in the action. So I wanted to remind you, this is a one-time paid order when it's Welcome to Jafra. So very key. If they miss a month, they do not get it back again. They have to start in month 1. Only the new consultants in month 1 for Welcome to Jafra with $400 gets the 50%. I've had a lot of people asking me, did the comp plan change? Where did that go? It's only in Welcome to Jafra that you will see that. The new compensation plan guide will come out at conference, okay? For those of you that are quarterly, that have the VIPs from last quarter, just remind them they will get their pearl necklace with their first order this month, okay? There's no order size. It just will drop in their first order. And this quarter, don't forget again, going back, sorry, we are bringing the accessory pieces. My little slides don't want to move forward. That's okay. We're bringing the accessory pieces of the bracelet and the earrings this quarter, okay? So again, those are really key. I wanted to pause as we get close to the end here to talk about New Orleans and see if we have any questions. I'm going to do a quick shout out to what it means, but then I'm going to pause and go back to questions, okay? So how are you launching this with your leaders? You have consultants who can earn it, and you have leaders. The key is this, a couple of things. This is the base of sales that you and your central district must have to be eligible to even go to the trip. What does that mean, to even earn a level? So if I'm a manager, if I go back, there's 3 steps to it. I'm going to look at step 2. If I'm a manager, last year from January to May 31st, I have to have a minimum of $20,000 in sales. If I didn't have over $20,000 last year, then that's my base, okay? If my base was higher than that, then my base is what it was officially January through May of last year. And you will get a note starting to be mailed out this week in the mail for that. You can look at your reports. You're looking at central branch if you're manager, or central district if you're DM and above. So, sorry, forgive me. So the base is, this is the minimum, or it's whatever you did last year. You must grow this amount over that base from January through May. So for an instance, if you are a manager and it says $20,000 is your base, if you divide that by 5 months, that means you need to have $4,000 a month. If you weren't at 20,000 or whatever you did last year, you've got to beat that by $4,000 more. So if you're less than 4,000 a month last year, then you need 24,000 total district or branch for a manager sales, which again, you can divide that out, is $4,800 a month. That's your central branch sales required. Okay, that's monthly averages. You know what it needs to be at the end. To go to the airfare, again, 12,000 on top of the 20. I did this at the 4,000 here. Okay, so it's 4,800 or 6,400. The key is calculate this out with each of your managers. They want to know their goals no later than today so they can start to map this out. Notice the higher the title, the more levels you can earn. Okay, that's part 2. Part 1 is a leader, whatever your title is, January 1st is where you're at. There's no changing to that. So the first step 1 though is everyone to be eligible beyond the sales growth must have 5 personal QNCs and 5 indirect QNCs in your central branch. So that's 10 total. I'm just going to give you my best tips. All right, sorry, let me do 3 and then I'll come to best tips. You must either stay at the same title. You could be manager now, but if you hit May 1st is when titles are done, not June 1st, by the way. When you hit May 1st, if your title is not manager, then again, that affects your trip, okay? So, oh, sorry, it says June 1st. I'm going to double check on that because the way we read it was different. But because your sales wouldn't count that month if you lost your branch, by the way. So if that happens, I'm going to just say stay to your title by May 1st because you're not manager, so those sales wouldn't count per se. But I'm going to ask that question because I know that'll come up. I asked it once, but I'll ask it again because we were judging it by May 1st. Otherwise, you don't have a branch to get sales from, okay? So keep everything. I know how Jaffer printed it, but I'll double check with that for our next webinar. Okay, so the key is, those are the 3 steps. Here's your top tips. All right, remember, the best tip, if you focus on that quarterly bonus, in month 1, January, you do 2 direct and 3 indirect. You do that 3 months in a row, you earn the $500 that Jan talked about, okay? That you saw our achievers get. 2 direct and 3 indirect. Each one bring one when they're new. Who's the first one you want to bring to your team? That's how we train on Monday night. That's how we train on Tuesday night. If you did that in January and February, there is 10 done. Why is that important? Because now you have all of those new consultants, March, April, and May, earning Welcome to Jafra and earning VIP Club. Sponsoring early is how you earn a trip, and you can even develop someone else. If you decide to sandbag it at the end, you're setting yourself up for failure and panic, and people do things for you for the wrong reason. It doesn't build a business, it builds a promotion, and then in July you fall apart. So the key is this: focus on Welcome to Jafra, getting consultants off to a great start. It's only $400 a month. Find ways to show them how to do that so they earn Welcome to Jafra VIP. Look at this. With 5 in your branch, right now, because they're not in your team, 5 new consultants from January to May, right? You do 5 in January, they earn Welcome to Jafra VIP. That's $10,000 growth with 5, 2 direct, 3 indirect. In February, you do it again. There is an additional from February on $18,000 growth. So just imagine, again, that's $28,000 growth. If you maintain last year's numbers and you grow 28,000 with new sponsors, that's how you earn a trip. There's no other secrets to it. Even consultants are back to earning the trip. Look at this. We've got a consultant can earn a trip with 8,000 or 10,400 in sales. That's 1,600 with a focus on $400 weeks, or $2,080, which is a focus of $520 a week. You need to find out who's willing to work and work a part-time job, be it 10 or 20 hours a week. In your workbooks, 4 weeks to launch, we have handouts that help them circle. How can they have $400 weeks? How can they start with a team of 4? Because they also have to sponsor 10 QNCs. At least 2 a month, by the way, is how you get off to a great start. If they're doing a party a week, they'll sponsor 2 a month. Our training Monday and Tuesday is set up to achieve that. Your workbooks have all the coaching tools you need. Really important, and follow the checklist of the action steps in the workbooks on page 1. What's in it for them? They're a new manager with 11%. If they're first time, they're earning a $200 new manager bonus. They have income potential with their sales, and they're earning all of the monthly sponsoring gifts and more that Jafra gives us. That is the trip for 2020. I'm coming back to the audience really quick. Is there any questions on that? How do you all feel about the trip? I'll just take a share. Go ahead, shout it out.
I love it, except I'm still not sure that when are we going to get our, because we have to go in and actually do January, February, March, April, May to get our numbers.
That's okay. All you have to do is click on your central district and go each month separate.
It'll
take you 10 minutes.
seconds to do that. It takes 10 seconds to get those.
Exactly.
I just did it.
Yeah.
Well,
It didn't take long at all.
more than 10 seconds because I've got to go month by month by month.
That's okay. You're only doing 5 of your central district months, Carol. You just click your month and choose it and look.
No, I know, but that takes more than 10 seconds because then I have to add 5 months together.
Well, it
But
takes a
literally,
minute.
it doesn't take long. Okay.
No,
Well, we have summer trip
tracking in our reports? Like they did last year?
Eventually, yes. They're working on the reports this month to launch for you at conference.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Mhm. What else do you like? What do you see?
Fun.
I'll tell you what I think is, I love how everything piggybacks, and you've simplified it for me in terms of recognition with Welcome to Jafra and VIP. And focusing on that for everybody I speak with about becoming a consultant is, and then letting them know they can earn a trip too. And I think if I start from the beginning and tell them what's possible rather than what I've been doing, which has been a little erratic, I think it's exciting. And I love New Orleans. I still remember the trip to New Orleans way back when, and I'm excited about it.
If you went, pull out your pictures.
Yeah.
We're doing the Jafra parade again, right? You see it in the it says in the action. We're doing the Jafra parade. We're going on that bus tour to see the I loved the bus tour. I love the city, going into the remember the ghost cemetery, all that.
Oh, it's fabulous.
New Orleans. Yep. So it's going to be a party, and it is all about vacation, seafood, fun, restaurants, live music. Bring it to life. Go buy some saxophone music and get playing it. Go download on Pandora. Make sure you've got messages everywhere. You bring it to life, right? Those at conference, of course, will feel a flavor of it, but it really, really matters what you do right now. I wanted you to see that it's one party a week or a $400 order. They could do a Facebook party. They can do facials. They decide how to do it. But if they're doing weekly business, they're going to sponsor every month. You just have to teach what we do on Monday and Tuesday night. The follow-up to those workbooks is you guys. It's not us. We're just trainers, okay? They're all there to train, but you are the weekly follow-up to what did they learn, and let's apply it. And the forms never change. You've got every tool to make coaching simple. You need an accountability sheet like the scorecard of the Success Squad, and you've got it all for your consultants. So the whole package is there. I love it. We're going to go have, what are they called, Mona? Beignets? Are they beignets? Oh, it's like my favorite thing. So, okay, love it. Anybody else? What else do you like or comments? Go ahead, Jan.
I just want to share that I really do believe that we all have it in us, and we can all earn this trip. Jackie, throughout that Success Squad, kept saying, I believe in each and every one of you. And I remember getting a card from Sally Elliott saying, you can do this. And we can do this. We haven't been here for all these years because we can't do it. We can do it. We just need to kind of dust ourselves off and go out again.
And you said something key. I was very intentional with the Success Squad. It was a very clear strategy, top to bottom. And one of the things I did is I had our director team each take a mentor of my 15 squad members, and they sent a card. Because I can say I believe, which I do. Are you kidding? I wouldn't have gone to a president and said, give me money when there's no budget, and put myself at risk to say, I can promise you it's going to work. It's what we need. So that was a little scary. I've never done that in 20 years, but I did. And I wasn't there to punish people who didn't do it. It was like, come on, yes, you can. It may not happen at the perfect timing, but it's going to happen for you because you deserve that. And you know how to do it or you wouldn't be here, as Jan said. But they sent a card. The power of a card from you. You all know me. I send cards. I send gifts. I send trinkets in the mail. I'm a dork that way. But I believe in good old-fashioned direct selling like you all. But sometimes finding someone else to step in and say, Bonnie told me about you. She said you're going for New Orleans. I can't wait to meet you there. Do things a little different. Shake it up a bit. The power of each of you is incredible. That's a community that Jen talked about in the beginning that never seen something like this. We're not like anybody. I don't want to be like everybody. It's why we've all stayed so long, but it's what we leave behind that Jan talked about. So thank you for that. If you have more questions on the trip, again, I'm going to come back to the goal achieving webinar on the 21st. I will be doing more in and out that way, but keep going on the WhatsApp, ask all your questions. Just like today, I was like, oh wait, it's printed different than I heard it when I was in California. So I'll find the gaps that we need and present it all again as the trip comes up. That key is go get them. How am I launching it? How will I recognize it? Who am I calling every day? That's a big OCI. That's really what leadership development bucket is about right now, right? It now is about New Orleans. They'll naturally progress there without making them a leader in the first conversation. It's like, come with me. Let's go to New Orleans together, just like the Success Squad. Okay. All right. Let me get back so we can make sure we're done. Bear with me here. All right. As we finish up, sorry. Again, I'm not going to go through everything, but if there was a learning I saw, and because I worked with Dana and Neil really close every week, I did coaching, I did reviews, I helped them plan what we were doing each week. We spent a lot of time really intentionally putting this together. One of the gaps I will be very honest about, this is just me being raw and honest, is they were shocked how few people did parties. And so I'm just gonna say to each and every one of you, I saw those who were out doing the parties. It was easy. I can't lie. That's just the God's honest truth. Doing tabletops that led to inviting people to a party. It was far easier to get ready to promote leaders and sponsor direct and indirect people. I'm now seeing in the last year from my side, believe me, I coach all of the leaders independently as groups. I study reports. I am seeing consultants like Dolly with Carol, Jennifer with Jackie. They're promoting very quickly. Ladies, they get in and they learn while they're earning their bonuses. Norma Lopez has had that happen. Hurley, who's with us, when they decide, they go. They're earning, they're sponsoring everybody at one party. Like Carol said, oh my gosh, here were 3 people. Here's a box opening and Jennifer's building her team and didn't intend to. That's what today's model is like. Don't go past in the past, go in the future. So parties is really key. So how do we train our teams to do parties? Like Sarah Garcia talked about, she has a very clear training process of product training for the month, parties of the month, as well as showing them how to sponsor. So this is key. I love this month. You know, we made this. I'll continue to do that. You already have it in your email. It's already in units. It's on Facebook. It's in WhatsApp. I already put together, why do people book parties this month? This is a big booking month. The Level 1 hostess with the action brochure can get all of these products literally for $55. They're saving $122. So booking a $300 party is 69% off their favorites of Revitalize right now. That's only in January. We got to drive that. We got to train to that, right? But wait, there's more. At level 2 and level 3, they have up to 8 more Royal Jelly products or fragrances, if that's what they want, at 65% off. So this is really key that we really use what Jafra has. What if at every monthly business meeting, like Jafra gave you last Thursday, you have your date to deliver it? What if you added in 30 minutes before, 15 minutes during the meeting, the monthly party, showing them how to either do it on the back of the hand like it says here, or literally, how would you get guests to an event? You need to have an event a guest wants to attend. Product opens their heart. You're seeing I'm doing soirees all month long in every city. Then we'll do an hour of the business meeting. But you've got to have products to play with at every meeting. So why not do the monthly party? Add that in. If not, do your business meeting, then give them an invite to the party next week and give invitations out and take RSVPs for guests. Does your system as a leader look like a way to build parties? Try a Facebook Live party each month as well. So don't get stuck on, this is again, stretching out. So what do we have for your teams? I'm just going to show you your teams first really quick. Here we go. Remember, for training for consultants, it's in the blue. So Monday nights, 4-week to launch. That's the Smart Start with new trainers and a little renewed focus now using some of the tools we've talked about in segment 1 and 2. Then this is brand new. I tried it for 6 months myself. And now we're official. I'm so proud and excited to have this. 4 weeks to leadership. You have to invite people. I invite all new consultants every 10 days by email. When I get the report, they get my welcome newsletter, they get my video, they get the links to the training, the recordings, the workbook. They get that from me. I have no idea who a future leader is. That's you, leaders. Please invite them. They come with their camera on. They come with their microphone on. This is not for leaders. This is for consultants. Leaders, let the consultants attend. You can watch the recording. You know what the workbook is. We found throughout the last couple of years, when leaders are there, leaders tend to talk and consultants don't talk. So if you can, please just let the consultants go. You know what the content is. We've showed you everything. It just changes by the audience. But seeing consultants help each other and network, I got to tell you, was the best thing that happened on our Thriving Thursday nights last year when I tested this. Now we've got a 4 weeks to leadership. They attend once, they don't need to come back. They can watch the recording. That's all in the units for the 4 weeks to launch. The 4 weeks to leadership will have recordings after Q1. Okay, so that is for your consultants, Mondays and Tuesdays, but it only works when you work with them after. I'm so proud and excited. All of this is in your email. All of this is in the units that are all changed in Facebook now. These are your trainer extraordinaires, week to week, what they do, what their topic is. We're so excited to add we have 10 new trainers, and we thank and celebrate our 6 legacy trainers as well. So thank you for who you are. Sometimes when you think about it, send them a card. They do a lot of practice and training to make our job a little easier to follow up on. So we're excited. That kicks off tonight and tomorrow night. And I'm not going to go through your workbook. Please print it and look at it. I spent my entire Christmas time putting this together for you, going through 800 slides and trying to make a workbook in slides. I don't want to give you recordings yet because the trainers need to get comfortable and then they're going to do it their way. I just got them ready to practice and try. So here's that key. You invite them. Follow up to every consultant and make sure they attend or everybody renewed. Follow up to future leaders. I don't care who they are. They just say they're ready to build a team. If they don't make it, fine. Come back the next month. But stay to the consultants attending. You don't need to take your Monday night to be there, and it's not best for their environment. Secondly, have a call the next day in small groups with everyone who attends Monday or Tuesday. What'd you learn? What do we apply? And use the planning sheets in the workbook. That's my best tip I can give you to keep life simple. Everything is uploaded in the units. Everything's ready to go for you. It's also in your email. But wait, what do we have for you? In red is for leaders. Leaders, you have 2 webinars a month like this, okay? My goal is they're 90 minutes, and I always know the first of the year because there's so much, I have to go longer. So thank you for staying. I appreciate that. My goal is 90 minutes, 30-minute segments is my goal. This is really key that you attend. They are recorded, and you are welcome to bring a future leader. So thank you, future leaders, for being here. It gives you a first taste of the support and training you have as leaders. Future leaders are not invited to the networking or leader group here. These are 2 Mondays, like the Success Squad. Please don't come if you're not committed to the goals. I don't mean to be rude, but you will have scorecards to report to. It'll be a mini version of the Success Squad. So this will be 2 times a month. It says it very directly. We're focusing on the $500 quarterly bonus, promoting a new leader every quarter, and earning the trip. If that's you, show up. Those who show up will also have 2 coaching appointments with me. One in a pod group and one one-on-one for 15 minutes, one-on-one, 30 minutes in a pod group. But you still need to work with your upline if you have one. We are not replacing that, but the power of a community that you heard from Vicki and Carol And Jan is more powerful when common people come together with big goals. We can defy. We can be focused and change. So that's where the Success Squad Mini is. What else is there? If you are a titled DM3 through ambassador, you maybe don't need the all leader 13th and 27th. If you do, you're welcome. But our DM3 through above paid title, you will have your own call once a month. We will have special guests like Rosario, Hudith, or your marketing team. This is an earned team time. You will also each have your own one-on-one or partner call with me if you would need any type of support. So if you are DM3 and above, you don't need to be on the all leader networking. You already have a structure in place, okay? So if you want it, you're welcome to attend, okay? So just wanted to get clear. For new managers, requalified managers, and promoting managers, there will be a new structure of invitation, but everyone is invited to attend this orientation because we set out how to get off to a great start your first 90 days. So that's a one-time visit, all right? So I have recorded it in the past. I don't intend to. I love live interacting, but it's where we display the comp plan. It's where we show the bonuses, how to develop people, and then the structure that we have to help them grow. So that's the other red. And the last one, again, only as needed. These are target specific groups, is the Mazda Driver's Ed. If you are interested in the Mazda program, I will never recommend a consultant to enter it. If you want to know more about it, or if you're in it and you need coaching. The intro part is reviewing what it is, and after that, I coach those in the program. Right now, we've got 4 drivers. That is where that is at. They are not recorded again. This is really live interaction. So none of the coaching or interactions are recorded. Only these 2 webinars are. Beyond that, ladies, please take a look. In brown, this is where I invest money. Where do I go on the road? How does Jackie figure it out? It's very clear. I only go where there's first-time new leaders, a lot of maybe comeback leaders, if they're willing to work, and the top sponsoring cities. That's where I'm going because that's where growth is happening. Otherwise, you have support and training and coaching to get there. You can see why we're going to Arizona. It's the top growing state in the nation, by the way. Following right behind, Oregon. We've got a lot of new leaders out there with Rosa and Hannah. So here we've got Jackie and Norma influencing. Over here, Rosa Lopez, Susan Nichols. This is where the top growth is. When you see my calendar, that's typically where I will go spend the majority of my time. I'd love to be in all of your cities. I can't. There's one of me in 50 states. So just know I want to be raw and honest. That's how I know where I'm going. As you use this calendar, really use it. It has reminders and dates. You can plug yourself in. It has all of the things from the action you may need. It has ideas on what you can do on Facebook Live with your team. It has ideas how to use your daily activities for IPAs and ideas for posting themes for your clients. So one is your team, one is your business time as a leader, and one is your posting time. It also gives you an idea. Are you hosting a weekly party, maybe of your own every week? Or maybe your team does and you do recognition for different parties or department parties each week. Next, bear with me, is we will also upload these for you. I already did this, so I'm not repeating it. Those 2 forms, the scorecard, that will be on Mondays on the 2 coaching times a month. Mondays, everything 9 o'clock, unless it's a holiday or I'm gone. And this tracking sheet, we will kick off next week. I'm not sending it to everyone because not everyone's going to be in that coaching group. I only have openings for 20 people maximum to coach. So if you want to come next Monday, and then we'll have a quick 1-minute conversation to see if that's you. If you want to be in that coaching group starting next Monday, you will need to attend those 2 webinars. You will need to be committed to what it says in the calendar. And the 2 coaching times I talked about, will have your own WhatsApp group like we did with Success Squad, okay? So that is everything we have within the calendar. The second piece, I'm not here creating anything new, but are you using what we have? there's one thing I can say, how we saw Maria earn the Mazda. She earned it because she does community events and goes out painting it purple like Lupe Fernandez does every Wednesday at noon. She has for 30 years. That's how she's an ambassador. That's what I know Gabby Gutierrez does, is going out painting it purple. This calendar gives you ideas. We ran a pilot program in California with Jose and in Nevada with Jose Buenrostro. I did my pilot program, he did his. They went out painting it purple 5 days a week, the first 2 weeks of every month. The results, every leader who went out with a team of 5 or more painting it purple, at least 1 day a week, if not going to all the zip codes 5 days that week, grew their sponsoring 200 to 300%. When you read about the Mazda, she conquers her community. That's what that is going out like we used to go painting. Do it weekly, do it monthly. We give you ideas. You could call it the face race week and you use sachets and you have them get ready to go painting. You could do the makeup marathon. You could do the spritz blitz. You could do the spa spritz week. There's all sorts of fun holidays and postings and people to pamper. You just have to have a place to invite people. That's what this calendar is about, to plan, to get exposed, to build in the community, to have places to invite people with fun parties and not have to do everything the old-fashioned way. This worksheet, again, is a quick reference to help them set goals as leaders, as consultants, and to stay focused with where their training is, where their coaching is, and how are they going to plan to meet new people. Without it, it won't work. How do you do it? You need a tracking form for them. Your accountability worksheet for your consultants is this. We talk about this in our Monday nights and our Tuesday nights. It's in every calendar, but it doesn't work if you don't do weekly drawings or weekly coaching for accountability. Everything is in place and organized. So our tools are set. Our vision is clear. You have everything you need. Plan your phone time. You've got to have that inactive call to make this promotion come to life. So bring it to life. You've got everything in your monthly business meeting to train your team to products, to help your clients save the most. You can see our first times in the bag. In the monthly business meeting, you have even more fun ways to train your team to sell fragrances, because this is the peak 4 weeks of fragrance selling. Go live on Facebook like I did, showing them how to do it. Pairing up, trying the new fragrance while eating some strawberries at your meeting, making it fun. And teaching them how to sell, which is in your monthly business meeting. So you have everything you need. It's seeing the people, it's calling the people, connecting with people, and being together. From Zoom to a room to painting to anywhere you go. The best get together of the year is right here. I cannot believe the speakers. You asked for it. I did a survey. Leaders you wanted Belinda. That was out of our budget, but I thought you got it. She's back. But there's more. You can see in that video, that email, leaders you got an email, consultants in our Facebook group. It's on the Business Beauty Insiders. Oh my gosh. I've never seen a conference with this much investment to bring you to the best. It's time to defy your future and your focus. So far, congrats, you're #1 region in attendance. 349 so far, less than 400 seats to go, but there's only 11 regions and they're all gonna sell, again, at least 40 more seats before we're done January 20th. When we're sold out, and we make no exceptions after the 20th. So keep on calling and inviting each person. Thank you for the extended version of the kickoff to 2020. I hope today you turned your nearsighted to perfect vision or your farsighted to perfect vision. I thank you all for staying. I thank you all for being loyal to Jafra, but get ready for you in 2020. All right, take it away. I'll take any questions. If you got to go, thank you for being here, but I'll stay recording in case anybody else has the same questions. Okay, take it away, Linda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The mini squad, what success squad that you're having on Mondays 2 times a month, how long is that call?
Everything's going to be 90 minutes.
Okay.
Because you have to review and share, and then there's a training component. I'm
Okay.
doing it exactly what we did in Success Squad because it worked.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to do that first quarter. We'll adapt to quarter 2.
Okay.
But
Okay,
because
so
I already have proven results, I don't want to change it.
so
That's the longest it will be. Some of them were 75.
so
Okay.
the calls on the 13th and the 27th are going to be 90 minutes long?
Everything's 75 to 90.
And how are we going to know if a consultant is on the 4 weeks to launch? Or
That's a great question. I'm very organized with that one. Okay, so what we have the trainers doing is they will send me the names of who they are and their manager's name. Then we will add them to the 4 weeks to leadership WhatsApp. Then I will let the manager know that they had somebody attend. Of course, hopefully they go to you. I hope you have that relationship, but we will let you know that they attended. Okay, so I will be doing that. The trainers come to me, I go to the leaders. And again, then we'll include you on the 4 weeks to leadership WhatsApp group so you can see what's happening within that group. Once they become a manager, we move them over to the regional team. Okay. Some of you have consultants and future leaders that are in the 4 weeks to launch and 4 weeks to leadership forever. They never get out. I'm not here to kick people out, but I like our goal is they move from one app to the other, right? So hopefully we get them into the 4 weeks to leadership and then they move out of there. I don't want everybody in every group. I add you because they love to see a leader involved. Okay, and I don't want you to think you're exclusive. That's not what it's for. But it's really the leaders helping each other. It's really cool platforms. I appreciate all of you doing that. Great question. Other questions?
Jackie,
Yes, Esther.
sorry I can't be on camera today, but
That's okay,
I
hon.
just want to, for my clarification, make sure that I understand right. For the trip, we are talking about team sales, right?
Beautiful. For a manager, it's Central Branch. If your title is DM1 and above, January 1st, it's Central District. You got it perfect. Thank you, Esther.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? There was a lot today. We packed you to get ready for the year, but how do you like the support you see in the region and the intention? Makes sense? I know sometimes you look at a calendar and you're like, there's so much. Yeah, it's too much. It's very intentional, very intentional. So again, if you're here to earn that trip, do the quarterly promote groups. If you're not DM3, that would be those 2 Mondays. There's only 2 of those, okay? And then you've got very short follow-up coaching time, okay? Because we found that follow-up and that accountability really matters. You can't do that in a group of 20 people. It's very difficult. So if they're shorter, awesome. But again, it's really clear focus takes that much focus, and you won't need to go study training somewhere else. A lot of it will be delivered there for you based on the needs of the reports I get. Okay, so it'll be the same structure. All right. If you're DM3 and above, that's a little different in topic, so that you're not doing everything. You don't need to do everything. You just have a very particular place. Every consultant, every future leader, every DM3 and above has their own structure. Okay, the goal is that at the end of quarter 1, you could be moving to the DM3 squad. So you got a different, again, structure. Okay, so, but you have a place to plug in your team, but you're the coach and follow up. We're just here training. Okay, so, all right. Any other questions?
There's in the chat book or chat box, there is there another way to get into other than Facebook, because Facebook Place has a lot of cookies and devices?
Is there another way to get into what?
To our training. No, that's where the training is all at.
The leaders have everything. They can mail it themselves.
I'm talking, well, probably talking about the units and the.
Oh gosh, no, there's nowhere, any other way you could do it. They've got to be on Facebook. I can't do that differently.
Right.
There is so much in there. It's the biggest wealth of training I've ever seen. It's impossible. It's huge.
Yeah.
Use the units, ladies, from now on. If you haven't used them with your team, they're amazing. All right, Carol, question. Thank you, Gail.
People that are afraid of being on Facebook, and there are quite a few of them, they can sign up for getting a Facebook profile just so they can get on the Amber region. And I tell them it's a closed group. You don't have to invite friends to your Facebook. You've got a Jafra Facebook one, but you do have to have a Facebook profile to be invited to the closed group. Nobody else is on there except Jafra family members. So
good point.
Not stuff that people are going to spam you or try to friend you on there. You're the only friend that gets admitted into that group, and it's really important. So there are people that don't want to have a Facebook presence, especially if they work in high-level security jobs or something like that.
Makes total sense. No, that's a really good point. And the key is, again,
Facebook
when
business page.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Gail.
And making a Facebook business page.
Yes. So here's the key with the new year is you're doing a lot of reach out calls, inviting people to see if it's their time. And again, following up to your inactives is a great promotion for you and for them. Is, do they have their website? Do they have a Facebook page, right? Are they on the Amber region? Are they on your team page? Do those quick questions. Update your birthdays and anniversaries. Excuse me. Get everything updated as best as you can while you're doing outreach calls this whole year. Get your folders and everything organized for yourself. And most importantly, remember, I see a lot of you welcoming new consultants, but they don't see it unless they're on our page. Okay? So don't post welcome, and I don't mind that you do that. That's awesome. That's cool. But the key is they have to be in the group first, because you can't see back what other people posted until you're a member. Just like WhatsApp. If they're not in the WhatsApp group, if you add into a group, which I add all the new managers once I get the official report to the Amber region, and then I take them out of the future leader group, okay? So I manage all of that. The trainers every Monday and Tuesday will add in members while they're live with us, okay? So they have administration adding. The key is they can't see past posts, in case you didn't know that. So anything they don't have, again, you want to make sure they get. So I don't know if everybody gets that, but you don't get to see past discussions till you're a member in either of those groups, okay? So good points. The workbook for Smart Start workbook, the Smart Start, too many things from last year. The 4 weeks to leadership. Remember, I can't email that to consultants. I'm not going to do that. We will show them where in units it is. We will every so often re-add it into the WhatsApp so they can print it from there. But that's you to make sure they get the workbook. You all have them in your email. You have them all in the units. But that's going to take you, again, plugging them in and using the tools and emailing that. I don't have a list, and that's impossible for me to do. I'm not going to manage that. Okay, so all the slides are already done. So you can go see week 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in your email. They're in the units. Take a look so you understand, because most of this is the training from the Success Squad, and we will keep using it ourselves, because when we do it, we can duplicate it. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Or thank you, Gail. I appreciate someone looking at the chat, because I don't have Lori today. Was there any other topics, questions, comments, anybody before I go today? I want to end with this. I talked about the brown cities, right? How does Jackie choose where she goes? The investment in those cities are yours. I said this on Facebook Live, which I hope you all get live once, twice, 3 times a week. Please try it. Your camera won't break. You don't have to be perfect, but it works. It's the #1 energy or engine driver. So please keep doing more. But that key is that when I go to those cities, they're your cities. You don't have to live there to take advantage of the investment of those cities. So when you see all of the invites posted in the regional unit with calendars and invites, go in there and start to get on social media. Pay for a boost in Yuma or Chandler or Portland. Go out and say, does anybody know anybody who would love beauty or business? We're doing a Jafra soiree to bring out your best gorgeousness of 2020. Use the invitation, invite people. You can build across the entire nation while I'm on the road and your leaders are there. So think big, go off the edge as we started today, okay? So thank you, Mona. I appreciate your comments on the meeting. I know it's a lot. I appreciate that, but boy, I want you to see there's nothing stopping any one of you. It's all here and it's waiting for you. Okay, all right. Are we ready? Let's go get it. 2020 Perfect Vision, go get it. Have a great week. We'll see some of you again in rooms this week out there in Arizona. If not, we'll see you on Zoom Monday morning for those of you committed. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you to our speakers. Bye.